box. I can't even.
Hey, the girls like the music loud.
Girls, you call those skanks girls?
Hey, what's the matter with this kid, huh?
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with me, my friend. I'm feeling fine. Keep your mouth shut.
Don't make good girls go bad, no. Don't make good girls go bad, no. Don't make good girls go bad, no. Don't make good girls go bad, no.
Soft skin with brown eyes, nice hips, big old ass and thick thighs. Her style was so runway, very intelligent, never handled shit the dumb way. College graduate, credit was immaculate. Crib, no kids, had a job doing fashion shit. Skated on a man when he tried to get violent. Threatened her, but she chose not to stay quiet. So many nights she stayed up crying until she had enough. Got her hands on his iron. Sick of the beatings, getting cursed out in the lies. So she squeezed on the trigger, bullet into his mind. Blood was everywhere. The aftershock had her very scared. Took too long to escape. Cops was everywhere. 25 to life, her ending was so sad. A short tale of a good girl gone bad.
Don't make good girls go bad, no. Don't make good girls go bad, no.
They used to be cool, able to talk it out. They never took a sec to consider her walking out. Erased from her mind based on her falling out. Was given all the signs, he couldn't figure it out. The scene became different, a lot of side acts. He might have chose to leave, but always came back. Shouldn't have left in the first place. Mentally, he was in the worst place. Not giving her his best whenever the worst came. She realized it was hard to escape the pain. Just as hard as it was to escape the rain. The more she soaked up, the heavier the load became. That's when her mind switched and her heart changed. Now she doing her own thing. Look at it and laugh anytime that her phone rings. A short tale that I scribble in my notepad of a good girl gone bad.
Don't make good girls go bad, no. 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 And no. And no. And no. And no. Bad, no. And no. Bad, bad, no. And no. Don't make
What's up, everybody? This is your brother, God Hollywood Jr., coming to you with another exclusive program. I want to give a shout out to Jamal, Stacy, Hotep to you. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Of course, today's topic is women want bad guys. And the reason why I said this, because something was brought to my attention where somebody in Bozo land decide to basically sneak attack me in some sort of shape. But I'm not tripping, but I want to address something because there's a lot of women, and this is not all women. I want to make this very, very clear because I don't want people going to say, I don't want people to say, oh, he's bad mouthing black women, because this is particularly to some black females. Some. I'm just going to make that clear. I'm not talking about all, because you got some really legit sisters out there. Those sisters, please, I'm not talking about you. If you're legit and you listen to good counsel, those that stick with positive brothers, positive alpha male brothers. I'm only talking about some females that just like to go after wrong, corrupt guys. You got a lot of black men out here are very corrupt. They might sound good, they might preach good, but they're very corrupt. They're very corrupt. Just because they got some knowledge doesn't mean anything. You got you got this thing called ghetto consciousness, where 1 minute they'll talk about the evils of white folks, but they practice white. They out there doing all types of foolishness. But they sit there and say, well, they'll talk about, what the white man is doing, and they'll talk about what the government did to us. But they're not doing anything, and they're not doing anything to change our condition. They make excuses for it. You see what I'm saying? So I want to play this video, and I want you to hear what this person has to say, because this goes into my topic. Because it does bother me to a certain degree, because it's like, damn, somebody's trying to warn you about somebody and you don't take heed. You don't take heed. If somebody telling me, like, even when I was growing up, I had adults say, hey, don't hang around that kid. That kid is bad news. He'll get you in trouble. Don't leave that fast ass girl alone. You know what I'm saying? You have people would tell us about certain people. It doesn't matter whether they're in the same race or not. You got people in our race that are just no good, and we just have to stay away from them. But these ghetto conscious folks, they'll tell you it doesn't matter what black people do. You have to stick by them no matter what. And that's not the case. When you have the Black Panther, and I'm talking about the real Black Panther Party, way before, I guess you could include Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, but Black Panther go beyond that, beyond them. Their thing was they wanted to change their community. So they didn't want, their whole thing was, well, we're going to police our own neighborhoods. We don't need the white police officers to do it. So that means that if you're a black person, if you sell drugs, you're going to get dealt with. You're going to get dealt with. They're not going to give, Black Panther Party wasn't giving black people a pass if they sold drugs or guns in their neighborhood. They wasn't giving black people a pass because they were black. No. You're just not going to do it. We're not going to allow it. And that's the thing. We need to start policing our own neighborhoods. But a ghetto conscious person, it was like, oh, that person is black, and you should just let them make their money, and maybe you should just talk to them. And no, that's not going to work. So they didn't allow certain things in their neighborhood to go any further. And of course, those black people who were selling drugs and pimping women and all that stuff, they didn't like it. Of course, they didn't like it. But if you want a people, a race of people to have dignity and have self-respect, you're going to have to enforce some rules. And one thing about ghetto conscious people, they don't like rules. They don't like rules. Anything goes with them. And they're willing to follow somebody, especially some of these black women. They really follow these corrupt men because they sound a certain way, even though they see all the evidence, or he looks a certain way. So I'm going to play you this video. Let me screen share this. I'm just going to play the audio. Oh, shoot. And I want you to listen to what this person said. This is coming from, and I remember I spoke about this chick before. And this is the same woman that claimed that she said, I don't care what black men, I don't care what they do. This is that fake Mayat chick. And according to her, she don't care what black men do. What do you mean you don't care what black men do? So listen to the nonsense that she says. And I want people to hear this.
Public backlash or government persecution. Discrediting arguments. Instead of addressing the logic of an argument, red baiting attacks the character or perceived loyalty of the person making it, fostering a red scare. They create
to do the exact same thing. Their tactics don't change. This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what
know the definition of factionalism, but so I'm pretty much new to used to come and told you last week. That's that no self-discovery. They just take shit at face value and they run with it. And that's, like I told you last week, that's one of the most important things that I'm learning. You got to know your audience. Just like, and I thought about this today, and I'm not going to call this person's name, but
now I'm going to say this. She was basically talking about me. And I'm going to say this to this chick. If you really about that life, say the person's name. Don't act street, but you're afraid to say that person's name. No, say the person's name. Let the world know that this is the person I'm talking to. Say the person's name. You know, don't act like you from the streets and act like you're tough on social media, on YouTube, but then you're afraid to say this person's name. I don't need the clout. I don't need the clout. Because my whole thing is this. If with this chick, here's my thing. If this chick says, I'm not going to say this person's name, then why are you even talking about it? Why are you even just telling what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not that important, or the person that you're talking about is not important, why even say anything about what was done? You know what I'm saying? What happened to you? Like that's silly. Like, why would you even mention it? What, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm just gonna finish playing this, and I'm gonna address it.
That was a tactic and a technique that was used to come against you.
So basically they had this discussion over the phone, and now she decided to air this out on social media, on YouTube, which doesn't make any sense. If that's a conversation that you and Bozo Muhammad had, you should just left it there. Why put that on social media? I don't understand that, but let's go.
Factionalism was a word that we learned last week, that I learned last week. I didn't know the definition of factionalism, but I know the definition today. And so they want to break people apart, right? And so I'm pretty much new to your channel. I'm one of the newbies to your channel. And you had this individual, oh shit, his antenna went up. He got somebody new on his channel that he doing a program with every Tuesday night. Let me see, can I get into that person's ear and dig into her know about it to see if we can discredit him and she will leave him. And that shit didn't work.
Exactly.
Because I'm solid as fuck. Because I'm solid as fuck. I don't give a fuck about nobody on YouTube and what the fuck you tell me. I'm spiritual. God gonna tell me first.
Yeah, that's the downfall right there. You heard what she said? God is going to tell her. But wait a minute, I thought the black man was God. So you have a black man who is God, who's in flesh and bones, telling you that cares about you, that loves you enough, tries to protect you from a corrupt person, and you just going to say, I don't need you to tell me anything. I'm gonna let the white God tell me, because that's basically what she's saying. She wants this white Jesus or this white God to tell her. And that's genocide. And that's always going to be black people's downfall right there. Right there. You said that you're solid. You can't be that solid because because you believe in spookism. You want some spooky person to tell you about somebody when you got somebody that's flesh and blood that's trying to warn you about somebody. Now, I don't know this chick, but some of these black women need to stop going after these corrupt Negroes, males. They need to stop it. You can't be that solid because you opened your legs to a corrupt guy, and that you had bastard children. That God did not love you enough to make you an honorable woman. How the hell are you going to build a kingdom and there's no kings and queens ruling the kingdom? This woman's a baby mama. I tell people not to listen to these people. But right there, she's going to let some white Jesus or some white God, she's going to wait on that instead of just doing a background check. But I'm going to talk more about this.
That's right.
When I first meet people, spirit come to me in a dream and reveal your character to me.
You hear the nonsense? You hear the silly nonsense coming from these ghetto conscious people? The spirit world is going to warn her. That's going to be, I'm telling you, that's the downfall of our race. That is genocide. Right there. Right there, that's the downfall. The spirit, some spooky God is going to warn her or let her know. But these are the same women. They say they love black men. They love black men. No, you love corrupt black men. You love corrupt black, but you love a black man that give you false hope and a false image. That's the problem. That's the problem right there.
You gotta open your goddamn mouth. It's nothing you could tell me about anybody I rock with, because God gonna do that shit first.
Wow.
Exactly.
And they tried it, Maurice. Maurice, they try. Am I lying?
Nope, you are not
I'm not
lying.
sitting here fucking lying. They tried to come against. They was coming against you and trying to get me to fall for the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Exactly.
watch this video. Even sending fucking mentions
Mm.
on YouTube with my bitch. You don't know me, but you want to discredit my brother and you want me to turn my back on him. So you send me some shit from years ago that you think I'm gonna sit and watch. I got shit to do. And if God did not reveal Maurice's character to me, motherfucker, then you won't either. I'm solid on my shit.
That's right. That's right.
You failed. You failed in your efforts to turn me against my brother. That's my fucking brother. Bitch. That's Maurice Muhammad is my fucking brother. And don't you fucking forget it. And if I have something to say to him, it won't be on a live. It's gonna be in private.
That's right. That's
With his
right.
bitch ass. That's some bitch nigga shit right now.
Exactly.
We're gonna hash our shit out behind the scene and come back next week, goddamn it.
That's right.
Don't play with me. I'm grown.
Exactly. Exactly.
He's so used to being a bitch that he thought I was gonna fold. It ain't that easy. It ain't that easy, dude. Take your COINTELPRO ass back on your channel and leave us the fuck alone. Because we solid over here.
That's right. That is right.
Now, where were we?
Oh, definitely. Boy, I tell you, jealousy and envy is a terrible thing.
A hell of a drug. It's a hell of a drug. So these
So I want y'all to hit. I hope y'all heard that, because this is the problem when it comes down to our race. You got some of these black women out here are linking up with these corrupt dudes out here, and they thinking they making a difference. They thinking they making a difference. So again, you have a righteous brother that's loved you enough, that cares about you enough, that tried to warn you and try to protect you from a corrupt Negro. But all of a sudden, this righteous brother is down with some government. He's part of some COINTELPRO. Can you explain to me that? I don't. This bitch is silly. This is a silly bitch. She'd rather wait on God, this white Jesus or whatever, to reveal her issue. Well, I'm going to wait on him, and if you know, and you can't tell me nothing. I think that she saw the video. I think she saw the video that I tagged her in, and she didn't know what to do. So she wants to play stupid. She wants to play stupid. Because now it's like, damn, I don't even know what to say. So I'm gonna continue rocking with this guy no matter what. And that's the downfall right there. That's the downfall. And we see, look, you got, look, and this goes, you know, you have women today. It was still rock with Elijah Muhammad. Still rock with Elijah Muhammad. And it doesn't matter this man cheated on his wife. It doesn't matter this man went against his own teachings, his own rules. It doesn't matter this man had got 9 young girls pregnant. It didn't matter. But for some reason, Malcolm is the traitor. Because Malcolm was trying to let people know, hey, the dude that I thought was real, that I call honorable, he's really dishonorable. Knowing this man, knowing this pedophile, old pedophile, betrayed his followers. But you got women would still have Elijah would still talk positive about Elijah Muhammad till this very day. You got women out here would still follow like people like Brother Polite, and even though Brother Polite would go down as a child sex offender. And you got silly bitches just like this person you heard now that you heard was still rock with him. They were still, because according to this chick who just spoke, this silly bitch gonna say, I don't care what black men do. What do you mean you don't care what black men do? You don't care black men, molest children? Like Brother Polite? Brother Polite is going down as a child sex offender for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. You got Nature Boy. I think he's serving life. But you got women who was part of his camp. They still rock with him. This is the same dude that said he let his baby boy mess with his penis. Said that he brags that he had homosexuals. He bragged of being a homosexual, sleeping with dudes. And you had women would still sleep with him. He had a transformer in his camp that he was messing with. Shout out to Dex. What's good, Dex? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Wow. But didn't they said they found semen on it. They said they found semen on the child, something like that. I don't know. I think they found some evidence that he was messing with her. Now they found some evidence. But yeah. Like I said, you got Nature Boy, you got all these women that go after these corrupt dudes out here. And they think they're making a difference. They think they're making a difference, and that's always going to be the downfall. Now this silly chick, she's a baby mama. She's a baby mama. Did this God tell you about this dude that would never before you slept with him? Did he say, hey, don't stay away from this guy? He's not going to make you an honorable woman. He's not going to marry you. He's going to make you. He's going to run away from his responsibilities. Did your God tell you that? And that's the problem. That is the problem with these ghetto conscious chicks out here. And talking gangster, talking tough, talking about you're solid and calling me all these names don't make you a thug. It doesn't make you real. I've heard it all. because you won't say it in my face. Hell, your bitch ass man, Bozo Muhammad, that bitch Muslim over there that you rocking with, I gave him my address 3 times to come see me, all his threats, and he never showed up. And I met him personally, and he did not do nothing. These people, I tell these people to stay away from these people. And that's the problem with black people. We don't do background checks. We don't do research on anything that we're joining. We don't do background checks on on black people that we try to connect with. We don't do anything. We wait until something happens. It's like, well, I didn't know this person was like that. Well, you did. Did you do a background check on this person? Did you ask around? Yo, how is this person? This person, I mean, because if you're a street dude, if you're from the streets, that's what we do. I don't know about now today, but I know when I was growing up, we asked around, yo, is this person solid? You think I should trust this person? And it's either yay or nay. It's either word of mouth or it's either paperwork. It's either paperwork. Black people don't do background checks on people. Black women don't do these black women. Some of them, they don't do background check. They get with these dudes. They don't find out if they've been. They don't try to find out if this guy been locked up before. They don't find out his medical records. They haven't found out how his family is. Does he come from a stable home or a dysfunctional home? They just linking up and making babies. Like this chick, people like this chick that I played, she can't say nothing to me. Because her house is dirty. Her house is dirty. So it doesn't matter how many books you read about how this government did to black people and COINTELPRO. It doesn't matter because you're part of it. You're part of it. You might not know that you're part of it, but you're part of it. These are the graham crackers in our race. These are black people because they have a black face, but they have a white European mind. Now, some of these black women, they supposed to be the first teachers. They supposed to be the first teachers. But they living, but the way they live, and the way the poor choices that they make, it's unbelievable. They deliberately make these poor choices. Like I said, I'm not saying all black women. I'm saying some. And this chick that I played is some. Let me read some of your comments here. Stacy said, Mayat sounds like a battered woman. Yeah. You could tell, you could just pretty much tell that she comes from a dysfunctional place because that's what she's used to. And I won't be surprised she probably got molested or whatever. And she's one of those type of people. She protect these corrupt dudes, these messed up dudes. And like she said, she don't care what black men do. What do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care about these guys out here pushing drugs on our youth, pushing selling guns to our youth, pushing all this filth on in these music? You don't care about that? You don't care about that? That's insane. When you have somebody saying, "Hey, don't mess with this. Don't mess with this dude." Oh well, I'm gonna rock with him no matter what. And you got a lot of you got some you got there's some females that sound just like her. They don't care what this guy is. They don't care what this guy do. Because one thing about a zebra don't change a. One thing about a zebra, let me say this: zebra don't change the stripes. Why do you think I had to cut some of these people off out of my life? Even off of YouTube, I don't associate with these people no more. These people are hypocrites. I did a whole program about hypocrisy, and I threw these clowns in it. And they know they're they know they're hypocrites. That's the thing. They know they're hypocrites. I'm gonna listen to the so what was the charge then? I'm gonna listen to the court and we'll see he was charged with. Because I sworn, and I could be wrong, but I sworn it was something with a sex offender. It's being a sex offender. I could be wrong, but I'll check again. Dex said, right, background checks is a must. He said, ever since I had a baby girl, a baby girl. He said, ever since I had a baby girl, even allow her around another man. I think he meant to say, I don't allow her with other men. Okay, I understand. Yeah, Sexy Red need to be canceled. Yeah, I see what you say. He said, even though I think he meant to say, I don't allow her around other men. Yeah, we got to protect. We here to protect. As men, we here to protect. We here to protect. Didn't Malcolm said the black woman is the least protected? Now I try to protect this black woman. She don't want my protection. She want this white God to protect her. She want this white God to protect her. And that's the downfall. This religion. What bothers me, here's a contradictory, because I thought she named herself, oh God, D God, whatever that, I don't know what that means. But she called herself a Mayat. That's an African deity. That's an African deity, but she used a European God to give her this vision. So she don't want my help. I'm the enemy. Because this person claiming something that he's not. He's claiming because she's going to rock with a guy because he sounds good. And the funny thing about it, no one's not listening to him. That's the thing. I just came across this video that it was a while back where this Boza Muhammad, he looked like he was in church somewhere, and he's preaching. And I don't know, he got some sucker to record him or whatever. and I saw, you see nothing but empty seats. The person looked like they were sitting in the third row, but there's a second row and a fourth row and a first row, and it was all empty seats. All empty seats. No one's not listening to this guy. When I went to Philadelphia, because he begged me to come out there to speak. I didn't want to come out there, but he begged me. He begged me. So like a brother, I went out there to support him. And just like I said in my other live, you better be quiet. No one showed up. So this man can't even get an audience. So again, something is terribly wrong with some of these black women out here that will literally go out their way to go after corrupt dudes. Literally. You got some of these women, some of these black women, they go and get with white men, knowing the history of white men, knowing. Because they say they're looking for love. You're not going to get no love from no white man. As soon as that white man get mad at these black women, they either unalive them, or they cheat them with a white woman, I've seen it. I've seen it all. I've seen when these white men get tired of these black women. And you can tell these, but hey, stay away from these white men. Stay away from these white men. You got some of them, they're just going to just overlook that. Because they think they're getting into something better. And I'm going to tell this Mayat chick, you're not changing anything. You're a part of the problem. Calling me names is not changing anything. You can act tough all you want, but deep down, you're not tough. Because back in my day, we used to check chicks that came out their mouth like that. And you best believe your Muslim buddy won't do a damn thing about it. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. I believe she saw the videos. At least she saw the title. But she's too embarrassed. So you gotta roll with the lie. You gotta roll with the lie. Some of these black women, they know what these men are up to. They know they know all about their past. They know, but they don't want to. But they because they're a part of it. That's something they're used to. Ghetto trash are always going to be attracted to ghetto trash. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Look at that. Look at that. It was like, look at that black woman that almost assassinated Dr. King. She was a black woman. That was the first attempted assassination. A black woman. Because she didn't want, because he thought that he was stirring up trouble. So while our hero Dr. King was signing books in Harlem in New York, she's going to roll up to him and stab him and almost stab this man in the chest. Luckily, that knife did not even pierce his heart. He would have, if that knife would have pierced his heart, he would have died instantly. A black woman did that. A piece of shit black woman. And she lived all the way to her 90s. We cannot have this no more. Because some of these black women, some of these dirty black women are the downfall of what we're trying to do. Because they're protecting these corrupt men. They're protecting them. They're protecting the pedophiles. They're protecting the killers. Like you go to these courtrooms, they know their son or their brother or their cousin are killers, murderers. They see them in the gangs. As soon as they're in the courtroom and that judge says, you're getting life. Who's crying? Not the men. You hear the women crying. Why the fuck you crying? You knew what this dude was doing. You knew what he was about. And you did not set your foot down. You did not say, hey, if you don't stop what you're doing, I'm going to disown you. I'm going to disown you. You're not my son. You're not my brother. I'm going to disown you. I'm going to cut you off. But they sitting there, they crying. Stupid ass women crying, and they know what they son was doing. They knew what their cousin was doing. They knew what their brother was doing. This is the shit that I'm talking about. Some of these black women out here ain't shit, and I'm going to call it for what it is. And you hear this chick, she said, I'm not going to change her. She's going to let white God do it. I'm not going to change her. So basically what she's telling, that I know you're right. I know you're right. But I'm still going to roll with him because he's showing me love on his platform. That's what she's really saying. I know you're right. I know there's a possibility this guy is a piece of shit. But I'm going to roll with him because he just sounds a certain way. He's showing me love on his platform. Everybody, if you notice, came and went from this dude. Everybody came and went. And it's a shame. It's a shame that some of these black women, they still haven't gotten it. Let me see what Reed Deck said. Deck said, we need to get away from people in general is not racist. Let me repeat this. He said, we need to get away from white people in general is not racist either. Look at all the white towns they built. No law enforcement agency did anything because Trump passed that law not too long ago. He said Trump passed that law not long before it. Look, white people is going to protect white people. And that's a natural thing. That's a natural thing. White people is going to protect white people. And one thing about white folks, white women is going to go with white men that's going to lead them somewhere. Okay? And I'm going to speak for these races of women. I'm going to speak for them. And I could be wrong. But for the most part, you're not going to see a white woman and she's going to follow a corrupt man, knowing that man's going to hurt his race. She's not going to follow a man like that. No race of women is going to follow a corrupt man that's going to be a detrimental to his own race. But only the African race will do that. We'll do that. Only the African race, the black race. Black women, some of these black women would literally go after these corrupt Negroes. That's a detriment to our race. They will go after the pimps. They will protect the molesters, the drug dealers. They will call you a snitch because you telling on a person selling drugs that looks like you in the neighborhood. These are the black women that do that. Something is terribly wrong. I'm telling you, this is a problem. The righteous black man, the African man, he's the problem. He's part of some COINTELPRO. While he's out there doing the right things. He's not gonna mess with a woman and not gonna make her an honorable woman before he lay down and have children by her. He's gonna show the world that, hey, I'm for my people if you follow the rules. If you on code. You cannot do anything you want to do and thinking we're gonna flourish. It don't work like that. Everything has rules. This is the reason why you have this thing called law of nature. Even nature has a law. Even nature has rules. And some of these black women, just because they got a little consciousness, they think they're smart. They think they know everything. But if you look at their house, if you look at where they come from, it's a mess. It's a mess. I'm not, why the hell I want to follow a woman and her house is dirty? Why do I want to follow a dude and he don't got his shit together? And I tell people, stop following these people who don't got their house together. Do the background check on these people. I'm telling you. And then you want to know why we can't get nowhere as a people. That's the problem. Now this woman mentioned God. She put religion in this. She said God. Well, because when let me tell you something. Anytime black people talk about God or Jesus, it's most likely. Let me tell you something. It's never a black God. I don't want people to think like, no. It's European. When they talk about Jesus and they talk about, because that's what was given to us. God, Jesus, Moses, all of them are white. Because that's what was introduced to us. How the hell are you going to call yourself a Mayat, but you still preaching European religion? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, she's going to stick with, so I'm not surprised that she's going to stick with corrupt men. Stacy said, I think, I'm not going to say his name, but I think Bozo Muhammad is trying to get Mayat panties, probably. Because that's what he did with the, what's her name? Was the other chick that he was messing with? They was in a relationship. Oh shit, what's her name? Damn, I forgot her name. But yeah, she's the Hebrew Israelite chick. She was the Hebrew Israelite chick. And she learned the hard way. I forgot her name. But she learned the hard way. Because they started off just like this Mayat chick. They started off cool. Next thing you know it, they was in a relationship. And then she ended up finding the hallway. This dude ended up quitting his job. Because that's what he's known for. He gets into this relationship, he quit his job, and now that woman that he's with, she has to pay for everything. And that last chick, they're not even together no more. Because he put her in so much debt. She was like, no, you got to go. So what's the point? And I want to tell this Mayotte chick, what is the damn point of hooking up with somebody that uses women for their own purpose? And the only thing they can talk around is using Allah or saying that they in love with Farrakhan, and you roll with it. You roll with it. I mean, this is like I said, this is a silly bitch. And it's like you got no man. You don't even got a real man. You got to get on YouTube to even have a discussion with who you think is a real man. Because you don't have a real man at home. So you got to get on YouTube every Tuesday to have a conversation with a real man, what you think is a real man. Because women like that cannot handle an alpha brother. They cannot. I'm an alpha. You cannot handle an alpha brother. So you're gonna attack. Yeah, you're gonna sneak diss me. Your COINTELPRO conversations, your fall of America ain't doing nothing for our people. Nothing, not a damn thing. But soon, like I said, when shit happens to them, here they come. Yo, God Nollywood was right. I should have listened to him. I should have listened to him. Next thing you know, they come into my panel. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of situations where they give you this illusion like everything is sweet. Now we see that with Sister Noble and Nut 7. Look at that relationship. They came on YouTube, everything was good. They gave you that illusion. Oh, we doing good. We in a perfect relationship. But behind closed doors, they was having issues. And when all that shit fell apart, they start telling on each other. Oh, Sister Noble, she shitting on the floor. Sister Noble came back. She said, yeah, he leave rings around the tub. All types of, they just start telling on each other. So they gave you this fake illusion. Like everything is good, everything is sweet. Yeah, she's definitely brainwashed. She's definitely brainwashed. Yeah, she's a broken one. And she's very bitter. She's very bitter. But that's what she's used to. She's used to around. That's all she's been surrounded with corrupt Negroes, corrupt dudes all her life. Because no one never said, hey, leave that guy alone. Why are you messing with that dude? That dude ain't gonna marry you. That dude is, look at him. He's a bum. That dude is a bum. Why are you messing with him? But I'm part of the COINTELPRO because I'm trying to warn her about somebody. That's not real. I'm trying to warn her, hey, you get involved with this dude's going to put you in a situation that you can't get out of. but I'm the enemy. Why is that the righteous brothers are the enemy? They said Dr. King was the enemy. Malcolm was the enemy. All these dudes are the enemy. All these righteous brothers, all these righteous kings and queens are the enemy. The only thing we try to do is protect our people, put our people in a better light, to love each other. Love is not protecting corrupt people. We have corrupt people in our race. I want people to understand that. It's the reasons why I go after divestors. I don't like divestors because I know how they feel about their own people. You hear them. But they put love in front of it. They put love. Well, love is love. But then you go back and you talk greasy about your own people. That's not love. That's not love. So it's just, you know, we live in a world, man. It comes down to that point that some of these black women are always going to take up for corrupt men, and I'm telling you, it's getting worse. It's really getting that bad. I'm not protecting these women no more. I'm not protecting these black women no more that does that shit. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna call them out. I'm gonna call them out. These are the filth in our race. They are part of the rejects in our race. Because this woman, people like her, they don't love us. They don't care about us. She's hoping she'd probably get some. She's hoping to get a YouTube check. That's what she's hoping. Old information. Everybody know about the COINTELPRO. Why you keep talking about it? Everybody know about that already. You got to do background checks. She had mentioned, I remember in a video, she had talked about Fran Hampton. Fran Hampton, this guy, William O'Neill, Fran Hampton didn't even do a background check on William O'Neill. But William O'Neill was close enough to end up being Fran Hampton's bodyguard. He was close enough to Fran Hampton to be his bodyguard. And look what William O'Neill did to him. Because no background checks. People trusted him because he was black. And that's going to be our downfall. And I know there's black people that don't like that. They don't like me saying, "Oh, why you got to do background checks?" Well, you allow white people to do background checks on you when you apply for a job. You allow white people to do background checks on you when you want to register for a weapon. But when we want to do background checks on you, you have an issue with it. You just want us to trust you because you're black. No, not in this day and time. Because a lot of black people, a lot of our heroes died because they trusted a corrupt dude. They trusted him because of the color, because of the phenotype. They trusted him. Now they're not here no more. Stacey said, talking with Bozo is low. Yeah, it's low class. It's low class. This guy can't even get an audience. But he said I was jealous. Jealous of what? I got more than him. Way more than him. This man don't even own his own car. He got to lease a car. He got to rent out a car. When he picked me up when I was in Philly, he picked me up with a car. That car wasn't his car. That car was leased. That car was rented. He don't own nothing. He don't own nothing. He don't run nothing. He has nothing. He has done nothing for black people. Nothing. But I'm the bad guy. I'm part of some COINTELPRO. I'm working for the government. But this chick said she was solid. I'm solid like a rock. You solid like a rock, huh? But you being pimped. You being manipulated. You being brainwashed. You being tricked. You being bamboozled. You allow yourself to be that. Instead of her saying, well, you know what? Let me take a look at these videos. Let me take a look. Let me do some background check. Because everybody got a history. Everybody got a history. When you buy a car, when you buy a used car, you want to know the history of the car. Everything has a history. Everything has a history. He said Nut 7 slept with separate beds when he went to visit Noble. Yeah. Yeah. That's sad. You drove miles away just to, didn't even hit. Didn't even hit. That would have been the first thing I would have did. Hey, I'm getting some when I get over there. She would have been worn out. Noble would have been worn out. I'm not wasting my gas money, and I'm not gonna get it in. Oh, hell no. No, you're gonna do something. You're gonna do something. You better put that Jesus to the side. You're going to do something. It's insane. Where my boy Dax at? Stacy said, what happened? I'm sorry. Jamel said, what a loser. Stacy said he had a company car. Company car. Oh shit. Yeah, Noble just needed the money. It was a business deal. It was business. I mean, you could just pretty much tell. I thought there was in a really relationship, but it was definitely business. But still, I'm not going to be driving miles, and I'm not going to get none. Yeah, we can still do business, but I'm definitely going to get some. I'm just saying for me. I'm just saying that how I would do it. You know, I'm spending my gas money and I'm not beating. No, I'm going to beat. I'm going to beat. But a lot of people will, but again, it just shows you a lot of people will come off. And you heard this chick. She said, well, if I do have an issue with Bozo Muhammad, it's not going to be on the internet. It's not going to be on YouTube. It will be private over the phone. But even after that, she said, I'm still going to deal with him. So even if there was issues, she's still going to rock with him. So you're the enemy. You're the enemy. You're the enemy. That's how I look at it. You are the enemy. It's sad. You got all these corrupt black men. We see them come and we see them go. Dex said it was Brother Polite gave a 14-year-old some alcohol. He should known better. He should have known better. But black women will still support him. It's incredible. I've seen the videos. I think I posted that when Nature Boy, he started abusing those women, abusing them, slapping them. He have them slapping each other, and women would still rock with them, rock with this dude. I'm like, how is that possible? How is that possible? You had all look at that racist white man, Jim Jones, that had people drink that cocktail. And I think the majority, and I could be wrong, but I think the majority were black women. I think the majority were black women. You had black women. You had black women following this racist. And they even said, you had one black woman. She said, well, if we drink the let the baby live. This is coming from a black woman, a piece of shit. Oh my God. This piece of shit black woman. She tells Jim Jones, if I could find the video, there's a video, and I think it's recorded. Or you hear it's recorded, but you don't see her face. But it was a black woman. She tells Jim Jones, let the baby, we'll drink it. We'll drink the cocktail, but let the babies live. And Jim Jones said, no, everybody gotta go. Now at that point, the black woman should have said, then we're gonna have to fight. Then why would she say that? Why was she willing to commit suicide? Why did that even be a fucking thought? And I couldn't believe this. And see, I think with me, I look up to black women on a higher level. I don't know what it is. I look up black women on a way higher level, where when they say stupid shit or they do stupid shit, it's foreign to me. It's foreign to me. When I see all these women doing the most disgusting shit on their social media, it's foreign to me. Because I look at them as I look at them as they're better than that. Like Dex says, he mentioned Sexy Red. Why Sexy Red? Sexy Red don't even have to look like that. These women out here look disgusting. Doing anything for $1. And it got to the point they're getting plastic surgery and all that stuff. And it's like, it's foreign to me. Because I want the best into my sisters. I want them to do better. But I'm the problem. I'm the problem. I remember I asked this one sister. She had a baby by a gang member. Now the father of her child, he's serving football numbers. He will never see his daughter grow up. He will never see his daughter grow up, graduating from school. He will never see that. Now this girl's in her 20s, and she's raising a child by herself. And I asked her, I said, out of all the good brothers, why choose that? Why choose that? Why you didn't go after the brothers why you didn't go after the black man who's going to college, trying to make something out of himself, want to do better? Why you didn't go after those brothers? Why you have to go do that? She couldn't even answer the question. She couldn't even answer it because she was so embarrassed. She could not even answer it. I said, all these good brothers out here, you went from the bottom of the barrel, and now you're a single mom, and you think a good brother going to take you in now? No, that's not happening. Get out of here. Stacey said they had issues before. Yeah, of course they did. But I'm telling you, it's sad that black women, some of these black women of today, they are no good. They are no good. They're no good. They're no good. You can't help them. Only time they until something happens to them, all of a sudden, that's when they're gonna come around. But it's too late. At that point, it's too late. Just to tell them, oh, I told you so. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What's the name? But we gotta, yeah, but it's sad that it's really sad. But like I said, religion is the key. The religion is our downfall. And once she said, I'm going to let God in the spirit world to reveal anything about this guy, I knew right there she has a European mind. That's European talking points. European talking points. And it's sad to say. We got to do, like I said, some of these black women here today, we got to do better. Like I said, they got to do better. They got to do better. They're going to learn the hard way. They're going to learn the hard way. Believe it or not. And and this is the reason why they push good people away. And I remember she said, well, we lost people along the way. It wasn't because of what they was talking about. It was because how they treat people. Bozo Muhammad is narcissistic. He's a narcissist. Bozo Muhammad is a narcissist. He's a narcissist. And the thing is that he want other people to be a narcissist. And he try to use fear, saying, well, if you don't agree with me, I'm going to get mad at you. I'm going to do a negative video about you. That's narcissism. This is the reason why people cannot keep people around them, because they think they got to be right all the time. No, you're not right all the time. And it's okay to have disagreements. And anything that he says is always going to be some lame sucker trash female is going to agree with anything that he says. Because according to this chick, I don't care what black men do. I don't care what black men. That's what got me right there. And that's the problem. That is going to be our downfall. I'll put the link in if anybody want to come up. I'm not going to stay there too long. I just want to address this thing. Anybody want to come up? Yeah. Stacey, you on point. You're right. He said they believe that Elijah Muhammad went back on his own word. He went back on his own word. He didn't follow his own teachings, his own rules. One of the rules that says you cannot fornicate. Remember that? That was one of the rules. Malcolm followed the rules. Malcolm followed the rules. How come Elijah Muhammad, who made up the rules, how come he didn't follow his own rules? Why is that acceptable? Why is that you have black women was okay with that? Why did Clara Muhammad, his wife, why was she okay with that? She knew what was going on. Why she didn't divorce them? Why she didn't say, look, I don't want to be with a man like that? But all of a sudden, Malcolm is the traitor. Because they was trying to keep it on a hush. And you got black women today that was still rock with Elijah Muhammad. And to them, Elijah Muhammad was right. They would still think he's right. Let me tell you this, and I'm going to make this clear. And I hope them two lanes will hear this. Or any Nation of Islam supporters will hear this. I'm going to make this very clear. No one did not hear anything about, look, even with my parents, it was Malcolm X that made Elijah Muhammad popular. No one did not hear about no Nation of Islam or Elijah Muhammad in the 40s or in the 50s. No one ever heard about it. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but it wasn't popular. It wasn't known. When I asked my parents, they said, well, we didn't hear about Elijah Muhammad or some Nation of Islam until Malcolm came out and mentioned it. I asked everybody, well, some people, no, I'm not going to say everybody, but I asked those who was born, or I asked people that was either born or was around, or I asked people that their parents was born in the 40s and the 50s. And they said the exact same thing. They said, no, our parents didn't know about no Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad was a nobody. This is the reason why Malcolm coined him honorable. They say he's an honorable. It was Malcolm X that made Elijah Muhammad popular. But but the thing is, Malcolm X was, everybody loved Malcolm. They didn't want to hear Elijah Muhammad. People kept saying, no, we don't want to hear him. We don't want to hear Elijah Muhammad. We want to hear Malcolm. And of course, his followers, even to this day, they got mad. They didn't like it. They still upset about that. They have speaking of Malcolm, they just made a Malcolm X Plaza. I'm gonna screen share that. Let me screen share this real quick. They made a Malcolm X Plaza. Let me see a Malcolm X Plaza. Let me see. They made a Malcolm X Plaza here. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. Well, I'm gonna share this real quick. See, they made, but you see, they made a Malcolm X Plaza. You see how popular this brother was? There was no Elijah Muhammad Plaza. There wasn't no Wallace Fraud Muhammad Plaza. They made a plaza on 110th Street. This is how Malcolm was. This is how Malcolm was well loved. I'll play that again. That's nice. Look at that. Now look at that. See, they have a Malcolm X Plaza. That's what I'm saying. Like Malcolm X was really, really loved, especially in New York. Really loved in New York. We honor him. Show me a Elijah Muhammad. Nobody liked Elijah Muhammad like that. No one didn't like Wallace Fraud Muhammad. Nobody didn't like Elijah Muhammad like that. You will never see signs or street names after these people. Because these people have not did, because Malcolm X was the one that made Elijah Muhammad popular. This is facts. This is facts. Now this is recent. This is recent. So I just wanted to show that real quick. So that was recent. That was recent. No one didn't know about no Elijah Muhammad until Malcolm, the ones who made him popular. He was the Nation of Islam. But you got people, especially black women that don't like, that would talk greasy about that dude. I don't like that. I don't like when people talk greasy about a man who hasn't done nothing wrong to nobody. So that shows me that some of these black women who like corrupt men, they are part of the problem, and they are in the way. They are in the way. I don't care what nobody say. These are the people that are in our way. Stacy said they always using the teachings to justify their arguments. Yeah, just like they do with the Bible, just like they do with the Quran. They want to twist and they want to twist the Bible to fit their narrative. They want to they want to read the Quran to fit their narrative. You know what I'm saying? So it's pathetic, man. It's like, wow. But like I said, I really think that that's another government tactic. Another tactic that the government is doing. They're using these beta women and these beta dudes to work together to stop what's really need to be done. And I really think that. Because why would a black woman turns around and say, I don't care what my men do? You should care. You should care. What do you mean you don't care what black men do? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you retarded? Like, what's wrong with you? What do you mean you don't care what black men do? But it's coming from a woman who takes an African deity, but she still worships a European god. What do you expect? Some of these black people are confused. And you're supposed to be the first teachers. And you're not teaching anything. Because if you was the first teachers, why would you want to go on a man on some dude's panel to talk about something people been talking about it for years? That's for years. She said, my aunt needs a professional therapy. Yeah, she need a therapist. Or she need to go back to school. She claimed that she reads a lot. She claimed that she reads a lot. And just because here's the thing, just because you talk about some COINTELPRO, whatever that is, the government's not changing. The government's not changing. The government's not going to change anything for you because you know that they're not hiding anything. They're not hiding nothing. So this is already anything that they talk about what the government did, and they set up Fran Hampton and all our greats. The government already knows that. That's already in the books. That's already in. The government is not hiding anything. So this has already been discussed. The question is, what is the solution? What is the solution? One thing about teachers talks about solutions. Don't claim that you're the first teacher. Don't claim Mayat. Don't claim you're the first teachers. And you're not solving any problems. You're not solving anything. That's the problem. Now, let me say this. The meaning of Mayat is an African, a Kemetic concept of truth, justice, harmony, and cosmetic order, because everything falls in the cosmos. Now, one thing about it's more than the deity, it's the meaning of the word Mayat. Are you really speaking the truth? Are you really for justice? Are you really for harmony? Are you getting your information from the stars? Not from no spirit world. She didn't say nothing about she didn't say, well, I'm going to get my information from the ancestors. She didn't say that. She said, I'm going to get it. God is going to tell me. God. So you're a Christian? You're a Muslim? The spirit, that's Christian. Again, Christianity has nothing to do with the concept of the meaning of Mayat. And we're dealing with principle. So they talk about living accordingly, right? You're supposed to live your life accordingly. You know, it follows one thing about African rules and laws and stuff. It's they're called principles. Personal morality, social order. Where's the order? There's no order. So following somebody who's corrupt is not following the Mayat principles. It's not. Yeah, she's very uneducated. She's very uneducated. That COINTELPRO and all that, that's old stuff. I'm not into that no more. I used to read about that when I was growing up. The government will not change for us. Environmental racism, we already know that, called gentrification. That's never going to go away unless we stop it. It's up to us to stop it. That means we got to start taking back certain things. We got to start taking back. Getting on YouTube, preaching is not going to solve our problems. That's just the way it is. But black women, I'm going to tell black women specifically, you're going to have to start listening. You're going to have to start taking good counsel. You're going to have to start listening to good brothers. You're going to have to start listening to people that's trying to tell you something what's right. Even the people that you associate with. When somebody tell you, hey, that person's no good for you. That person got a bad spirit. Since they want to talk about spirit, that person got a bad spirit about them. And if she's supposed to be this taking principle by you, she's supposed to easily pick that up. Somebody trying to warn you, OG sending me videos for years ago. Those videos have not changed. A zebra don't change their stripes. You know, let me say this, and I can speak for the good brothers out here, positive brothers that's looking for good sisters, and I'm only going to speak for them. Good brothers don't like to be used. They don't like to be played, and we don't like to be fucking used. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I think I was 19 or 20 years old. there was this girl that I was in college with. I thought she was attractive. Beautiful sister. I thought she was very attractive. But of course, me, I'm a shy guy. I see a pretty girl, I get shy. I don't go out my way to approach the girl. But I noticed the girl was looking at me too. But I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, all right, she probably don't. She probably just, maybe she's looking at me because she want to know why I'm looking at her. So I didn't think nothing of it. So one day, I was in some computer lab, and she finally approached me. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, wow, like we actually, she saw me because we know we was in the same class together. And we chopped it up, and I said, I was the one who said, maybe we can have coffee together or something. Maybe we can, because that was my way of asking her on a date. And she was happy. She was like, yeah, that's no problem. Let's do it. Until one day, a guy told me, I told this other guy, I said, this girl, I was telling about the girl, this girl, he was like, oh, her? Oh, she's pregnant, right? And my mouth dropped. I said, are you serious? She was like, yeah, she's pregnant. And I think at that moment, I was just like, how dare she come up to me? Because the guy that she chose, once he found out she was pregnant, he bounced. So now she has to hurry up to get a guy or try to look for a sucker to try to wife her. And that's how it was going through my mind. So I was ignoring her and found out she really was pregnant. One time then we had an argument when in class. She wanted to fight me because I was ignoring her. That's how upset she was. But I don't like to be used. I don't want to be used because you fucked up. You ruined your life. And now you're going to lie instead of saying, hey, just to let you know, I'm pregnant. I'm having a baby by somebody else. Hey, Hotep, Sister Raw, what's good? Hotep. She said, Stacey said she need meds. Facts. Thank you, Stacey. Appreciate you. But yeah, she got really upset. She got really upset. I couldn't believe this. I had to have been like at least 20 years old. And we was like the same age. But I don't want to be used because you messed up. I'm not gonna bring that. I'm not gonna bring no trash around my family. When you come to me, you gotta come perfect. God damn it! You're not gonna come when you ain't gonna come with messed up. You're gonna try to hide it from me. I don't like that. So I was disgusted. I was really disgusted, and I was so disappointed because I really liked her. I really liked her. But a lot of these girls, they go after wrong dudes. And when their life is messed up, here they come. Here they come. And good brothers, and I tell any black woman this, good black men don't like to be used. And damn it, you're not going to use us. I don't care how cute you are. I don't care how fine you still might be. But good black men, we don't want to be used. And that's why you go back to the trash that destroyed your life. I'm putting my foot down on that. And I usually keep quiet when conversations like this, but I'm tired of that. I'm tired of us good black men are being used by these low self-esteem black women that go after corrupt black men. And they know this. They know this. Now, this woman, this Mayotte chick, she refused. She refused to do a background check. She refused to do a background check. That's what bothers me. She refused to go do a background check on this dude. According to her, she don't care. She's still going to rock with garbage. She's still going to marinate in shit. And that's our downfall right there. That's our downfall right there. And then when something happens to them, here they come. Yo, you was right. And I didn't, I should have listened to you. And no, that's too late now. Why you have to wait until something happens to you to realize something? I mean, that don't make any sense. That don't make no sense. Why wait? Just like you tell somebody, hey, you need to stop doing what you're doing because you're going to go to jail or you're going to get shot. But they're going to keep doing it until one day they get locked up. And they say, oh, man, from now on, I'm going to change my life. But you could avoid all of that. And now, but yeah, you're going to get out, but you got a police record now. Stupid. Man, I should have listened. Oh, well, you got a baby out of wedlock now. You got a bastard child. You got to live with that, stupid. Because they failed to listen to counsel. They failed to listen to people that's trying to protect them. Because you think that world, that unknown world, you think that world's better. You think that ISIS is cold. You got black women out here. They go out their way to get with the most racist white men they can find. Because these white men got smiles on their face and they give them money. Soon as something happens to them, here they calling right back. Man, I'm going to stick with black men from now on. But what do you think some black men probably don't want that no more. You got some black men will tell you, I don't want to be with no black woman who been with a white man. I know I'm like that. I don't trust no black woman who been with white men. That's just me. That's just me. We gotta, it's sad, but some of these black women we cannot help. Unfortunately, we cannot help them. But why? But my question is why you calling righteous brothers traitors? Why are you calling us? We part of some COINTELPRO because we trying to warn you. She said, take your COINTELPRO ass somewhere else and leave us alone. Oh, so you want to be you part of the problem. You part of the problem. You part of the problem. That's why I don't feel sorry for these women. When you hear them crying, when you hear their son after they committed murder, and you hear the women crying, oh, they falling out. I don't feel sorry for none of them bitches. You know why? Because you knew your son was doing. You knew what your brother was doing. You knew what your cousin was doing. And you did not say nothing. You were just hoping nothing would happen to him. You didn't say, hey, cut that out. Because if you don't, I'm gonna cut you out. I'm gonna cut you out of my life. Anything happens to you, you're on your own. Don't even expect me to come to the courtroom and none of that. And I bet you, if more black people were to start saying that, especially women, these boys would think twice. These young men would think twice of getting in trouble. But no, they don't either say nothing or they co-signing it. But they'll be the first one crying. He was a good kid. He's a good kid. No, he was not. No, he was not. Your child was a piece of shit menace. Stacy said, I saw the pic of you with dreadlocks. Was that you? Nope, that was not me. I never had dreadlocks. That was not me. I never had dreadlocks. Jamel said, that's a damn shame. Yeah, it is. But yeah, we have to, yeah, but like I said, you know, it's unfortunate that the righteous man, you got righteous brothers like myself that cares, that really care. But I'm turning out to be a bad guy. Just like Brother Malcolm, just like Dr. King, just like Marcus Garvey. Because we care. When we try to protect black women, you got black women that don't want to be protected. Just like this Mayar chick, she don't want to be protected. That's the bottom line. She don't want to be protected. She thinks that Muslim asshole, that Muslim son of a bitch, she thinks that he's going to protect her. That guy don't protect women. He didn't protect. That's the girl with the Hebrew chick, Yaya. That was her name, Yaya. He didn't even protect Yaya. And Yaya was another one. Sounded just like my heart. Oh, I love God. I love God in Hollywood. So if you loved me, if you cared about me, why you didn't protect me? Why you didn't look after me? No, you rolled with that piece of shit. And now look at you now. Used you, try to play you. Got involved with a dust bucket. Got involved with a dust bucket. He said, unfortunately, there were many Mayats in the world being misled by bozos like Muhammad. Yeah. Facts. Facts. A lot of women came and went. You had another sister, what's her name? He had another sister named, what's her name? You haven't seen her in a long time either. Sure, I forgot her name. She was an older looking woman, and she used to be on this panel, but you don't see her no more. Gail or whatever her name is. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. But you don't see her no more. A lot of those people don't fool with him no more because they know his dude's a snake. Remember that Mississippi initiative that was a total failure that he tried to push? That was a con move. That was a con move. This man haven't built nothing in his life. This man don't got no money. You got to have money to build things. You got to have money to build. You got to have money to organize. You don't have no money. And then he's going out. I don't know where he was at, but I remember when he was going out, knocking on people's doors, harassing people. And one lady was like, yo, don't film me. Please don't film me. I don't want to be on camera. He's knocking on your doors, asking about the neighborhood and all that stuff. I don't know if he was in Mississippi. I don't know where he was at. But just going out there harassing people, that's not the way to go. They got mad at me because I said whatever he was trying to do is a pipe dream. That's the reason why you don't talk about it no more. I don't go with pipe dreams. We can't live off of pipe dreams. We can't live off of 19 old books like The Fall of America. We already know about these things already. America could hide so much. America is not the land of the brave. That's another lie that the white people will keep telling you. The land of the brave. There's nothing bravery about this country. Nothing. Stacy said, Mayat is desperate and lonely woman who's looking for a miserable Muslim man. Yeah, she's lonely. She's happy that she's talking to a guy. She's talking to a man that she thinks is a strong black man. It's sad. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Instead of saying, well, let me check out these videos. I think she did check them out. But if she didn't, she could have said, no, let me check out these videos that this guy sent me. Maybe let me take a look at this and see what's up. Why this guy sending me this stuff? But I'm the jealous one? I would have asked Bozo Muhammad, how I'm jealous. Jealous of what? I got way more than you. I accomplished way more than you. When the last time you even left the country? When the last time I would ask Bozo Muhammad, do you even have a passport, dude? Do you have a passport to even leave the country? You're a Muslim, but you never went to Mecca. How you gonna say you're a Muslim, but you never went to Mecca? None of his kids are Muslim. None of the women that he had children by are Muslims. Mayat never questioned him on that. She never questioned him. How you gonna call yourself a Muslim, but none of your children are Muslim? None of the women that you mess with are Muslim. Just false flagging. That's what I call it, false flagging. He said you remind me of Steve Urkel. You do look like Steve Urkel. Well, like a bald Steve Urkel, yeah. He does look like. Oh shit, that was funny. No, he never traveled. He never traveled. Everything that Bozo Muhammad is regurgitation. Is regurgitation. He hasn't studied nothing. I'm the one who said that Bilal, I'm the one who educated him about Bilal being enslaved, was an African man. I think Bilal was Ethiopian. And Bilal was, I think he was an Ethiopian. He was an African man that was enslaved by the Arabs. He was enslaved by the Arabs. He didn't even know that. That's in the history books. He didn't even know that. He said, Bozo always talking about fighting someone. He never fought a white man in his life. Yeah. Never had a fight. He never done anything. He never had done anything. Bozo Muhammad would have been a powerful piece in what you call in this movement, whatever movement that we in, whatever movement I'm trying to start, he would have been a powerful piece. But what I don't like is that I don't like when people come into my life and they talk my talk. They talk my talk, but then when they get behind closed doors, they do something different. They go against my principle. And then that's why I don't deal with. I can't roll like that. If we can't be on the same page, you got to go somewhere. You can't talk about African principles with me, but then you get behind closed doors, you talking about white principles. But this is what black women wants to follow. They want to follow hypocrites. We saw that in Nature Boy. We saw that in Brother Polite. We've seen this over and over in these ghetto conscious people, over and over again. And this is the reason why we can't move forward. This is the bottom line. We can never move forward. So I will say this: these people, some of these black women, because that's what I'm targeting. Some of these black women who go after corrupt men, they are no good. They are no good. And I'll tell any righteous black man to stay away from them. They are no good. And you already know this Mayat chick, she's no good. She's trash. She's ghetto trash. She can never come to my circle. Never. You're going to roll with that? And you're going to make it clear? You don't care what he does? You don't care that he's a hypocrite? You don't care he's a fraud? And you still going to roll with that? But then you're going to preach what some white man is doing? You no different than a white man. You are him and that clown bozo, Muhammad. You are the people that you hate. You can talk about you hate the white man all you want. You are them. You are white folks with black faces. That's what you are. Bozo Muhammad said, you working with them. No, you never. So if I'm working with them, how am I working with them? Some people just like to throw stuff out there and not give an example. But I can give you an example that not only you working with them, you became them. You became them. You are them. You the new white folks now. That's what you are. And you try to hide this, well, I'm for my people, by talking about some COINTELPRO crap. I'm trying to hide or camouflage by talking about the fall of America from a pedophile. And you think you're saying something. And they don't have no problem losing good people. That's the problem I don't understand. You have no problem losing good people. Someone disagree with you, you wanna threaten them, and just like they did to Email. I didn't like that. You damn right I'm gonna have Email back. And I don't care if he's Asian. Because because Email, because like I said, Email always supported me. And he got distracted by that evil Bozo Muhammad, because Bozo Muhammad did not like it. So now Email learned that the person that he supported, that he had his back, really was never his friend. Was never his friend. And I told him that. I said, see, you took up for him, and now look what happened. Now look what happened. He changed up on you. He changed up on you. And I hope that's a learning lesson. And that's what Bozo Muhammad do. He changed up on you. Soon as this person start questioning him on certain things, watch what he's going to do to her. Her dumbass didn't her dumbass haven't got that wake up call yet. But it's going to happen sooner or later. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. They all found out the hard way. That silly bitch is going to find out the hard way. But she hasn't learned. She hasn't learned. Just a typical baby mama with bastard children. Typical baby mama, just like to run her mouth on YouTube. The man that you slept down with didn't even love you enough to make you an honorable woman. But you gotta have the nerve to run your mouth. Talking about this individual. No, be a woman enough to say that person's name, bitch. That's what you're gonna do. Be a woman enough to say that person's name. How about that? Since you solid like a rock. Oh, I'm solid. Yeah, you solid. Yeah, you solid, all right. But when you wasn't woman enough to say that person's name or this individual. Sound like you scared. Sound like you a coward. But don't worry. They all found out the hard way. They all do. Because she know no righteous man ain't gonna deal with her. Ain't no righteous man is gonna live with, gonna want to make her, gonna honor her. Ain't no righteous man ain't gonna put up with that. And I would say this into my closing: we gotta leave these people alone. These people are no good. Exactly, Jamel. Exactly. We have to leave these people alone. There's a lot of women like her. There's a lot of women like her that don't want to listen to nobody, and they're going to ride with wrong, no matter what. No matter what. And these are those women are the one that put that gassed up Brother Polite. Though it was those women was the one that put Nature Boy in the position that he was in. The women did that. The women that followed him gave him that put him in that. The women with Elijah Muhammad, those young girls could have said, no, I don't want to sleep with you. They should have just been willing to lose everything. And after Elijah Muhammad got his rocks off, he discarded them like a piece of trash. And you got black women today that would still think he's honorable. And they would still look at Malcolm X as a traitor. Something is terribly wrong. Now I know how Malcolm feels. Now I really know how Malcolm feels. I really know how Malcolm feels, man. Malcolm is honorable. Malcolm is the real honorable one. So with that said, I'm out of here. I just want to get my rant off a little bit. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I want to thank Stacy. I want to thank Jamal. I want to thank Brother Dex. I want to thank Sister Raw. I really want to thank y'all. I want to thank everybody for coming through, man. And I really appreciate the support. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Jamal said, get off Bozo nuts, my art, for your own good. I like that. I like that. Yeah, get off his nuts, B. For real. For real. I like that. I love that. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, she's sucking his I mean, she's really on his balls for real. But it's women like that. Is what I'm telling you, is women like that. That's the reason why Nature Boy did what he did. Is women like that is the one that the reason why Brother Polite did what he did. Is women like that. Is women like that. Is women like that. That the reason why Elijah Muhammad did what he did is women like that. They are the cause of that. They are the cause of that. It's women like her. Think about it. It's women like her. Really think about it. These men cannot do no wrong, even when they are doing wrong in your face. And according to her, she said, black men, she don't care. This is coming from her words. She said, black men, she don't care what black men do. What? You don't care if black men unaliving each other in Chicago? Are you serious, you silly dumb bitch? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you a retard? What is wrong with you? She need to get rid of that name, Mayat. Because the Mayat, or the definition of Mayat, is not her. But a lot of the times people use that because it's a beautiful African deity. She don't represent justice. She don't represent harmony. She don't represent truth. Because if you represent truth, you would do a background check to find out the truth. You said a black man is God? Well, I'm that God that's telling you the truth so you can seek out the truth. And a person that you're with is not truth. I don't understand that. But a lot of good brothers, we get called out because we're trying to do the right things. And when we don't do the right things, we get called out for it. So we don't want to hear why you didn't tell me. We don't want to hear I did not know. We don't want to hear that. But she'll turn around and she's going to rock. She said, I'm going to rock with him no matter what. No matter what. So it doesn't matter he called a white woman beautiful. It doesn't matter that he joined forces with the white Antifa. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter this man uses women. It doesn't matter. So you're part of the problem. You're the enemy. And you're part of the problem. You're the enemy. I'll tell these black women who go after these corrupt Negroes, these Negro dudes out here, you are part of the problem. All of you. And you're my enemy. And it doesn't matter. You can get on YouTube and talk about white folks all you want. You are them. And we're going to, and brothers like me and sisters and good sisters and good brothers like myself, we're going to treat you like the enemy you are. Plain and simple. So there's no jealousy in my heart. I'm about truth. There's never no jealousy in my heart. Because technically, you want to be me. I don't want to be you. I could talk about you because I know you. You don't know me. You think you do, but you don't. And no one's not listening to two crabs. No one's not listening to you. So I'll end that right there. I'll end that right there. Okay. With that said, I'm out of here. I want to thank everybody for listening. Thank all everybody in the chat for keeping this live. I appreciate you. I will be doing a video of a response of the Roadrunner. Please stay tuned to that. Actually, it's going to be my last response. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with this guy. But there was some things I'm going to educate him on. So I just want people to stay tuned on that. That's going to be my next live. And that because I'm the only one that's going after these white folks. You know, you don't see these people doing that. You don't see these people going after white folks or whatever because they do it to us. They do it to us. They evade our channels. They'll go out there and even if it's on TikTok or it's either on YouTube or whatever, they go and invade our channels. They don't have no problem critiquing what we say, so I'll do the same thing back to them. I'm gonna do the same thing back to them. You know? But that's gonna be my last response to that Snow Bear Neanderthal. So stay tuned for next week. With that said, and check out my TikTok. Check out my TikTok, Stacy Jamal. Check out my TikTok. It's on my short videos. You could just go and check us out. So I might be doing a TikTok live at I believe in another 10 minutes. So I might be doing that. With that said, I'm out of here. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for coming through. I really appreciate you. I love your support. And thank you. I appreciate you. So till next time, I see you. Peace and one love.